Hi everybody, once again you are highly welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to build and design this wonderful beginner to advanced friendly Power BI dashboard. I'm going to be teaching the calculation and how to design the page. I'm going to provide a dataset link to the video so that you can as well take the data sets and practice along. Please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video encouraging, if you find it useful, you don't miss, please subscribe, please comment, and please share. So let's kick the ball rolling. I've already opened my Power BI. So this is my own Power BI new one. So I'm going to be starting from the blank report. So I'm going to click on the blank report. I have the datasets in Excel format. So then I will be clicking import data from Excel. I can as well get data if I have my data in SQL Server. I can clear. If I have my data as something else, I can paste into a blank table. Then I can use sample data. Peradventure I don't have any data, I can as well pick any of the sample data, and I'm going to use those sample data to analyze my data for practice purpose. So either I click here, but let me just click here, get data from another source. So and let's wait till it opened. You can see this is all. So that means you will have your data set format in all this that you are having here. Then you can as well click files. So in the file, either you have it in Microsoft Excel workbook, or you have it in text and CSV, XML, JSON, and folder PDF. It depends. But in my own case, I'm going to be clicking on Excel workbook. So I'm going to connect. So I'm going to where I download my dataset. My dataset is download in the downloads folder. So, and I'll be picking e-commerce dataset. So that is the one I'll be using. So from the e-commerce dataset, we are going to open our dataset. So we are waiting for it to connect to Power BI so that we'll be able to begin our ride from there. So we're still waiting. Now we have our navigator and we have our display option. You can see display option here. So we have our e-commerce. We have two data. We have table _1. Then we have data. So once you see something like this, the only thing you just have to do is just click here, which one that you need. So we need the data. So we are clicking on the data. So preview downloaded on. So that is when the data was downloaded. So you can see. So we scroll to the right to see if exactly that is what we wanted. Exactly that is what we wanted. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to either load or transform our data. But you can as well load your data to the data model if you probably have your data cleaned and you are very sure that the data is well cleaned. But to me, I always transform the data. When you click on the transform, it takes you to the Power Query. Now, why should we transform the data, or why should I always use transform? Especially if you have watched my previous videos, you will see that I always click on transform. I've never for once used load. I always use transform, even though I know or I assume the data is cleaned. I still have to use transform because I have to look at it very well, and if there's anything to adjust, I will do that at Power Query. So we are going to click on the transform data. So this will open the Power Query editor for us. So once it opens the Power Query editor, and we are going to see this is the Power Query editor untitled, because we have not really saved and we have not given our Power BI dashboard a name. So these are the apply steps. These are the steps that we have applied. So this is our data, and we can also rename the data here. So you can see name. So you can click here and rename the data. As well, you can also rename your data here. As I always say, once you connect to your Power Query, go to view. From the view, click column quality. When you do this, it shows you how valid or how quality, the number of quality data you have. You can see we have 100% valid data. We don't have any error. We don't have any empty data. So we can as well scroll to the right to see if everything is in order. We can see, so everything is in order. And the next thing you have to check the data format, if is in the right place. Like this now in our profit, we see this is a decimal, and we have it in a decimal, that is correct. Then we have our quantity. Our quantity is a whole number, so you can see this is a whole number. So we might ask, how do I know? So you can as well just click here. When you see 1.2 is a decimal number, this is a fixed decimal number. If I decide to make the profit probably a currency, and the whole number is 123. So percentage and date format, when we check our data, we see that we have it in a date format showing this, and this is a date time format. So the next thing you just have to do is you can scroll back to the left and see if everything is right as well. So we have our role here, then we have our order ID, we have our year, and we have our order date, then we have our ship date. So everything is also in date format, so everything is correct. So you can uncheck, then go back to home tab. Since everything is cleaned, the next thing we do is we click on close and apply. So when you close and apply, it brings you to the data model where we are going to be analyzing our data. So we are waiting for the data to load, and from there we can start whatever we want to do. So let's wait it for it to load. Let's see, we already have our data load. So this is our data. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to save our Power BI dashboard. So we are going to save as, then browse this device. It depends on where you like your data to be, your dashboard to be saved. So I'm also going to be saving it in download, and I'm going to name it e-commerce dashboard. Dashboard. Okay, I'm going to click save. So we start with the mail. So we come here, just remove the one. You can just put it as page. So let's leave it at that. Either you put it as page or you put it as report. So we go to enter data. From the enter data, we want to create a table for our mails, because we are going to do some simple calculations. So just name it mail. That is all. So we load. So we are waiting for it. and let's see if the okay, it's loading. In a minute, I think everything should be fine. So we have it here already. When you open it, you can see we have nothing there except column 1. So we are going to be clicking on 3 dots. Just click on these 3 dots. You can see my keyboard, the arrow here. Just click on the 3 dots. From the 3 dots, go to new mayor. Then from there, we are going to start creating our mayor. So I'm going to zoom this out for you to see what I'm about to do. So I'm going to zoom it out. You can see. So this is mayor. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to name it as sys. That is the name I'm going to give as sys. So we want to calculate the sum of sys. So what we are going to use is equal to sum. As you can see in the sum column name, had all the number in a column. So what are the column name? And what is the column name? So the column name is the sys. So let's see our total sys. So you can see this our data sys. So we close it. So we close it and we enter. So that one is done already. We can copy and paste. So we can see we have it here already. So let's come to the column 1. Let's click on the 3 dots in the column 1. Just make sure you are clicking exactly in the column 1. So probably click on the column 1 first. This is the column 1. So click on the 3 dots. The 3 dots. Then we want to delete it. Delete from what they are. Delete. So we don't need it. So let's remove it yet. So because we don't really need it. So the next thing is we are going to create our profit. Then we are going to create our quantity. So we have it up here. So that is one of the purpose of just deleting it because we don't need it. That is the first one. Then the second one we want it to come up. So new mayors again. Just click on the new mayor. So from the new mayor, we are going to create our sum of profit. So we have 5 KPIs. We've already created one. So this is the second one. So we are going to make it profit. So this is our profit and it's equal to sum of profit. So we are going to sum everything together. So we look for our sum of profit. Let's go to profit. This is our profit. Sum of profit. Then we can copy this formula. So we are just going to be editing something from it. So instead of us starting afresh. So the next thing is we are going to create another mayor and it's going to be for the quantity. So we have our new mayor as well. So you create a new mayor and let's name it quantity. Let's wait and so you can just remove this. You don't need it. So just paste this quantity. Just make it quantity. Then sum of quantity. So you can just edit this also and just make it the quantity. Let's look for the quantity. The quantity. This is the quantity. So then we have 2 more to go. We have 2 more to go, which is the count of order and also our profit margin. Our profit margin. So we have this. So let's go back again. New mayor again. So this is the third. This is the 4th one. We can just copy and paste the one we've created. So we're going to make it count of order. Count of order. Then we are going to make it This is not going to be a sum. This is going to be count. It's going to be count. Then we are going to be counting our order ID. Count order ID. So customer. So order ID. So I will click insert. Then we have the last one to go, which is our profit margin. We want to calculate our profit margin, and in the profit margin we are going to be dividing the unit costs with the quantity. So that is going to be our profit margin. So we are waiting for this. So let's wait and let's see what is delaying it. So we have our count of order. So the next one is going to be the profit margin. So we are going to create our profit margin, and we are going to be using the profit and also the quantity versus the profit. So we are going to use profit divided by sales. So we can just, okay, let's just put it here first. New mayors. So we have the new mayors here. So we can just copy and paste the one we have. So they will just make it profit margin. So we have profit already, just hatch profit margin. Then we are going to have not a sum. You can just divide. So we are going to divide. So let's remove it. This is our profit. Let's have our profit divided by 6. So that is our profit margin. So definitely it's going to just wait for the last one, which is the profit margin. Then we are going to add a percentage to it. So everything is perfectly done. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have the 5 KPIs now that we need. So we can click, we can close this and wait for our. So we are going to pick this card. So we are going to be using the card for our KPIs. So this is the first one we'll be using. We are just going to, I'm going to design this, then I'm going to copy it. So that's what I'm going to do, instead of me starting every other ones from the scratch. So I'm going to design one, I'm going to copy, then I'm going to use it for the rest one. So the first one we are going to pick is our sales, which give us the total sales. So we have our sales and we are waiting. So we have our sales to be 2.3 million. We can decide to use it in a million. We can decide to leave it like that. So let me just adjust it a bit. So we have this, and we are going to change everything to white. So let's go to formats. We are going to come to this 3 dot here, click on the 3 dots and go to formats, because we are going to format it. Go to format. So we have the format here. So this is for the background format. So we want the format for our KPIs. So this is the format for our KPIs. So go to size and style. We don't want the background, so let's remove the background. And that we need the shadow. So let's apply the shadow to it, visual border, sorry. And let's also apply the shadow. And for the shadow, I think we are going to use a custom one. So let's make it a custom shadow. So the next thing is we scroll down, just scroll down a bit, go to core value, and in the core value, go to core value. In the core value, okay, let's leave it as 2.3 million. Let's leave it like that. And I wanted to us to change it to no, but that is okay. And we are going to change the color to white. Don't worry, everything will be fine. You may not see it. Probably we'll make it black first, because you can just Control Z from your keyboard and make it black, because we want it to be the same dashboard. So we have this as white. You can just put it back as black. So this is what we have there, 2.3 million. So we go to our category label. We are going to close the category label. We don't need it. We are going to put it our own, which is going to be titled. Then click on the title, just put 6. So and we are going to center it. Let's make it centered. It's already centered, and we can as well change whatever we want. I think that is what we want to achieve on that. We can just leave it like that, and we move to, so the next thing we are going to copy and paste. I want the sales to be bold. Let's go to the title. I want the title to be bold. So if we want the title to be bold, we use Arial Black. Don't worry, we are going to reduce it to 13. So we make it 13. That is good. So we can copy this, and we are going to paste it 4 times. Copy and paste it 1. So we have the first one, we have the second one, we have the third one, then we have the fourth one. So let's bring it down a bit. So we have the first, second, and third. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to just put the other KPIs on it, so that, and the purpose of doing this is to save times. Instead of designing this, I'm coming back to design the second one, come back to design the third one, come back to design the fourth one. It actually takes a lot of time. So that is why I normally use this format. So we are going to click on this, and we are going to make it our profit. So let's go to our profit, remove it from sales, and let's have it in profit. So we are going to expand it a bit. So that is our profit. And let's scroll down to where we have our title. So the title is going to be profit, not sales this time around. So we have the profits, and let's go to where we have our value. Let's go to where we have our colored value. We have it as, let me put it as 1,000. So we're going to have it as 1,000. So it gives us K. So the next thing is we are going to, the third one, which is going to be our quantity. Just removed the sales and put the quantity. So we are not going to have the quantity on K. So we're going to remove it from K. We are going to use the actual number. So we come back here. So we are still going to adjust this to be on the same size. So let's come back to where we have our value. First of all, our tests, and we have it as our quantity. So we go to value. Let's scroll down to our value. And when you look at the colored value, we don't want it to be in 1,000. We want no. Exactly, that is what we want. Then we can just go to quantity here and just click on this, display the value in this column with a commas as 1,000. So just click on this, then we have it adjusted. So, and the next thing is we move to the fourth one, and which is going to be our count of order. So you can see we have it there. So you click on this, and we're having this as our count of order. So remove the sales and put it as the count of order. So we're having our count of order, then we're having our profit margin. So remove this, and sorry, let's go back to this count of order. Let's change the title. Always remember, please, the title is going to be count. Count of order. So then we move back to this, and someone might ask, why don't you also as well put? So let's go back to this and let's put a commas there as well. So we have it like this, and everything will be complete. So let's wait for just a minute. Let's see if I applied it. Yeah, so let's wait. So come back to this, which is the last one, and it's going to be our profit margin. And our profit margin should be in percentage. Let's see. So this is perfectly exactly what we are been looking for. So this is what we want. So all this one is just going to be adjusted. So we're going to adjust it. So just so the next thing is, let's save our work. Save your work. You can use Ctrl X. You can go to file like me, and you can also save your work from the top there. So the next thing is, we are going to be visualizing our sales over profits by month. So we need sales over profits by month. So that is what we need. So we want to see how much do we sell and how much do we gain over a particular period of month. So visualize our sales over profits by month. So we pick our area chart here, and we're going to be using the area chart to achieve this. So we have this as our area chart. Let's expand it. First of all, we are picking our sales. Then we're picking our month. Let's pick our profit, and let's pick the month. So let's pick the date, the hierarchy, and we have our date hierarchy. We don't want the day, we remove the day, and we don't want the quarter as well, we remove the quarter, and we don't want the year, we remove the year. So this is exactly what we want. So we want it this way. Then we are going to format it. So it's already opened. The legend, we don't need the legend. Let's remove the legend, and let's go to the x-axis. The title is going to be 6 over profit by months. So let's make it 6 over profit by month. 6 over profit by month. So I think that's what we want. So let's come back here and let's center it. And we are going to bold the font. So we are using Arial Black, and we are going to make it 13. So we move down to the x-axis, just scroll down to the x-axis. From the x-axis, we don't need the title. The title is the month. So we don't need the title, remove the title. The values are the month. So the name of the month. So we need that. So the next thing we do is we move down to y-axis. Let's go to the y-axis, and then the y-axis, we don't need the title. Let's remove the title, and we go to our value, and we want to make the value not auto. Let's make it, let me say none first, and let's see what it will give. So we are making it none, so I think that should be fine by now. So we go to the grid. We don't want the grid, so just scroll down. When you see the grid, just switch it off. So we don't want the grid. And the next thing we do, we go back to the shadow, and we go back to the shadow as well as at the background. So let's go here. We don't want the background, we remove it because we're going to apply our background. So we need the visual border, and we also need the shadow, and make the shadow a custom shadow. So we have this already, and that is good. Let's save our work as well. So let's save, and the next thing is we go to our profit by category. So once this is our profit, or I mean sales over profit by month, when you over it, you see October we have a sales of 197,111. So we should make this reduce some. Let's go back to the profits, and let's make it automatic. Should we make it? Just leave it, don't worry. We adjust that later. So we are going to use, in this, we want to visualize our profit by category. And for the profit by category, we want to use the waterfall. So let's look for the waterfall chart. And this is the waterfall chart. We are using the waterfall to give us the steps of the profit that we make by each category products. So let's reduce this a bit, and we have it here. So the next thing we are going to pick our profits, and this is the profit. And the next thing is we are going to pick the category. So let's draw down. Okay, this is the category. We pick the category. So we have it already, and we are going to adjust. So let's go to the format. We don't want the background. We remove the background. Then we are going to apply the visual border, and we're going to apply the shadow. And don't forget that the shadow is going to be custom. The next thing we do is we move down straight to the x-axis and to the y-axis, the title, profit by category. So I think that is fine. Just center it and make it bold. So we are ready to this. Then we move down to our x-axis. The x-axis, we don't need the title. The title is the category, so we don't need it. Then we go to the y-axis, and the y-axis also we don't need the title. And for the value, we don't want to make it automatic, we want to make it none. Or we don't need it, so let's have the value. Let's remove the value. So the next thing is we are going to sort. Come to this three dot, you can see more option, the three dot, then we come to sort. You can see is in profit, so we don't want to sort it by profit, we want to sort it by category. So when we sort it by category, then we go back again, and to sort as you can see is in descending order. We want to make it in ascending order from the smallest to the biggest. So then we go to the value. Let's remove the grid. We remove the grid. We have already have the grid. So we go to data label. So we have the data label. And the data label we are going to add, I think we should add currency to our data label. So let's go to the data label and let's make it million. So we have it in automatic. So let's go to the value. So this is where we need the value. We don't want it in automatic, we want it, let's put it in 1000 first. Let's see. So we have it in 1000, and I think that is fine. So let's leave it that way. That is done. So we are removing the legend. So this legend, we don't want it. So just scroll down to where you have the legend and just switch it off. So we've already switched off the legend. So the next thing we are going to pick is our sales by category. Now we have seen the profit by category. We want to see the sales by category, and we are going to use a pie chart to do that. So we pick a pie chart here. And we are going to save. So we only need a sales by category. So you pick the sales here. Then go to category, we pick it by category. So we come down to our background, we don't need it, we remove it. We need a visual border, and we need the shadow. Have it at the back of your mind that the shadow is always a custom shadow. Then we go to the title, says by category is our title. I think that is fine. So let's move down. Says by category. The only thing we just have to do is just make it center and make it change the font to Arial Black. Then reduce it to 13. So the next thing is we are going to remove the legend. So let's remove the legend. Let's move down. So let's go to the legend. We don't want it. We'll remove it. Then the last but not the least here, we just want to use the let's use category data value. I think that will be fine. Let's use category data value. And let's see. Category data value, exactly. That is what we want to use. So we are still going to adjust everything. So let's leave this here. And the next thing is we are going to pick our sales by country. We want to see the country that generated the IS6 for us. So, or the country where we actually got our sales from. So that is what we are going to do. And we are going to use a map to do that. So we are going to pick map fields. We can pick any of these. We can actually pick any of these. So we can pick this. So let's pick the map. And in the map, we need a sales by country. So we need our sales. The sales. Then we have our country. So the bubble here shows the country that the sales comes from. So that is why we are using this because of the bubble. So we have it that way. So we don't want the background. We switch the background off. And we need the visual border as usual. Remember to do that. And we also need the shadow as usual. And remember to make it a custom shadow. So we go to our title, and we are going to make the title is just sales by country. Sales by country is what we need. So we have it as sales and sales. No. Sales by country, and we are going to make it a centered. And we are going to change the font as well. So we make the font Arial Black, and we reduce it to 13. So we have the border, everything is perfectly done there. So the next thing is we click out of it, and let's see if we have it done. So The next thing we are going to do is we want to see the top 5 subcategory. And for that, we are going to be using our stack bar chart, or we can as well use our cluster bar chart, either of the two. So let me pick the cluster bar chart. And in the cluster bar chart, you can as well change it so it work almost the same thing. So I may not be able to explain that now. So the next thing is we are going to pick our category, and also we are going to pick our top, and we are going to pick our profit over it. So we are going to pick category first. So let's pick our subcategory. This is our subcategory. Then we are going to pick our sales. Subcategory and our sales. So we have more than this, so don't forget we only need the top 5. So let's come to this. Let's see. Just basic filtering, just go to top N and just pick top 5. Just pick 5. Then we are going to add values. The value is the sales, so we'll put the sales. So just pick the sales and put it at a value. So apply. So it will give us the top 5 subcategory. So you can see we only have 5. So let's scroll down to where the title is and let's make it top 5. Top 5 subcategory. We are going to make it centered, and we are going to change the font. So please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe. Please subscribe. So the next thing we are going to do, we go back to the background. We don't want the background. We remove it. We are putting our shadow, visual border, and we are also putting our shadow. The shadow is going to be custom. Then we move straight down to the x-axis and to the y-axis. And to the y-axis, we don't need the title, so remove the title from the y-axis. X-axis we don't need both the value and the title, so we are removing both. We don't need it because we are going to use the data label, so that is why. And we go to the data label settings. We are going to the position. We don't want to make it auto, we want to make it outside end. We want to make it outside end, exactly. And we are not going to make it let's see the value. We are not going to make the value auto as well. Display unit, and we are going to make it none. And let's see what we have for making it none. No, so we are going to make it 8,000. So let's make it 1,000. So exactly, that is good for what we actually want. So, and the next thing we are going to do is, we have everything complete already. The last chart is going to be the top 5 profit by product. That is going to be the last chart. So the top 5 profit by product. So we are going to, for the top 5 profit by product, we are using Trimap. So we are using Trimap to achieve that. So we can just, we are going to adjust everything perfectly. So let's just have it this way first. And we are going to have our profits, and we are going to have our product. Let's go to where the product is, our product name. So we have the product. So you see we have several products. So we come to where our product is. You can just click, expand it, go to basic featuring, then go to top N. Then we need just 5. So the next thing is we pick our profits and we put it as add value. You can see by value, which is the profit. So we applied. So we have it already. We have our top 5 categories. So we go to, we don't want the background, we remove it. Then we need our visual border as usual. Then the shadow as usual as well. Then the next thing is we go to position, we make it a custom. Then let's move down to the title. And for the title, we only need top 5 profit by product, top 5. Profit by product. So we scroll down and let's make it centered. So when you center it, then we want to change the font. So we want to make the font as usual as Era Black. So we want a bold because of the background that we'll be using. And then we reduce it to 13. So we have that perfectly done in that aspect. So the next thing is we are going to have you can collapse this. We are going to have our slicer. So we are going to use this slicer. And we are going to use 3 slicer. So we are going to use quarter, month, and day. So we have the first one here. We have the first one here. So, and we are going to design one, and we are going to copy it for the other one. So we make it. Let's go to our order dates, and we have quarter here. And for it, don't forget, we don't need the background. And we don't need the background. So, and we need the visual border. So we are putting the visual border. And we're also putting the shadow, and we're making the shadow a custom shadow. And let's choose the slicer settings. From the slicer settings, we can see is in the vertical list. So we don't want vertical list, we want to make it a drop down. So we want to make it a drop down. So that is what we want. And we are going to change the font. We are going to change the font to, let's go to the slicer head. So we want to change the font. So we want to change it to Arial Black. And we can as well make it 13. So that is perfectly done. Let's click out. So then the next thing is we are going to copy. So let's expand it a bit, okay? So we are going to copy this and paste it 2 times. So this is the first one. And this is the second. From time to time, save your work. So the next thing is we come back to this. We are going to change this to remove from quarter, and we are going to put it in month. And come back to this. We are going to remove it from the quarter, and we are going to make it day. So we can collapse this. We don't want this. So actually we don't want this for now. I'm sure we don't want it again. So let's go to our format, and let's go to the background. Then we are going to import the background that we are going to use. So I have it here, and I'm going to click on background. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to upload this. That is what we are going to use. Then transparency, I'm going to reduce the transparency for it to show. You can see, so we have it this way. Don't worry, everything will be adjusted. Then let's come to image fit. Let's make it a fit, not normal. We have it a fit already. Then let's bring this down. So this is what we have. Now we are going to click on this, control, click on this, click on this, click on this, click on this. So we go to the colored value. We don't want to, I think we have it everything here already, so we want everything to be white. So we're having white. So we are having white, and we are reducing it. Let me just say, let me make it 20. 20 will be good. So we make it 20. That is nice. Then we go to the title. The title, we are also going to make it white. So we are done with that already. So that is settled. So the next thing we are going to do is we come back to this, right click, this, control, click on this. Then we are going to change everything together. So we go to the slicer heading. Already we are going to make it white. Then we go to slicer settings. We have the header. We have text. So we are going to make the value background slicer. So we go to our title. So we have the slicer head. Already we've done that, which is white. So we need the slicer value. So let's go to the slicer value, and let's make it white. So we are done with that already. That is done. I think it was 2. Let's remove the header. I think we have it too big. So let's go to, we have 13, let's remove it to 12 and see. Let's remove it to 11. 11 is good. Then we have the slicer head. I think we've done the slicer head, so that is good. and let's hit close. So the next thing is we are going to our, just click this and let's go to format. Already it's opened. First of all, we go to our title. Let's go to our title and let's make it white. And let's go to the x-axis and the y-axis. What we need is just the value. So the value, we make it white. Then the y-axis, the value will make it white as well. Let's go to the value. And we make everything white. So I'm going to fast forward everything for you to see. So the only thing is I'm just changing everything to white. So you can see we have everything white like the one we did before. So the next thing is just we have to readjust our chart. So we can collapse all this. We don't need it. We don't need this as well. So let's collapse everything and let's begin to readjust. If you have done that already, if you have changed everything to white, kudos to you. And if you have not, you can as well follow the first 2-3 I did, just change everything to white. So we are going to adjust this. So let's wait for it to save. So we are going to adjust this. So we have this already. So just try to adjust as many as you want to. So we have this already. So we remove this, we remove this, we remove this. We put this down. So this, we can move this up. Let's move this up a bit and let's try to, and let's shift this to the left. I mean to the right a bit, and we have this settled here. And let's move this down. Or should we? Let's move this up a bit. Let's raise it up to be of the same height. So that is perfectly done in that side, and we have to move this up. Just raise it from the, so we'll raise this up a bit, and we have this here. So I think everything's almost done. Then the next thing we just have to do is we just have to probably rearrange this if they are not. I think, do we have the font heading this same? So it's like we are using so we applied, I think there is a filter that applied here. So thank you. So everything is back to normal. So the next thing is we are going to put our title, and I want us to bring this a bit down. Let's be the same. So this is good, and we are going to move this a bit down here. I want to move it a bit down here. So, and let's reduce it. Let's go that way. This is sales, this is sales, this is sales, this is sales. So there is a mistake here. This shouldn't be a sales. So let's format. Not format. This year, let's format it. This is going to be our profit margin. So let's go to our title. This should be a profit margin. This is not sales. So We can't have two sales, it's not possible, so this is going to be a profit margin. So this is profit margin. I think that is good, and we have it that way. So we can collapse this. Already we don't want it, so let's collapse it, and let's bring this down a bit. The remaining things left is just for us to do some adjustments to it to suit exactly our test. So once again, please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful in any way, please subscribe, comment, and also share. Your comment is needed, and your subscription as well is needed. Please subscribe to this channel, and please share to this channel, and as many things that you want me to make a video on, please just try to put it in the comment section and let me know exactly what you want and what you suggest. I will surely attend to every comment in the comment section. So I think we have this already perfectly done here. So the next thing we just have to, we have to move this down also. So we'll bring this down. Bring this down. So the next thing is we put our title. So let's go to our test box. We can adjust it to 18. That's good. So let's go to format. From format, we are just going to remove the background. So let's go to this style. Remove the background. We remove the background. We put the shadow, visual border, and also we put the shadow. And we are also going to make the shadow custom. And we're going to change the color of the value. So let's come back here so we can actually change it here to white. So we have our title already. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a file or an image. So from home, I'm going to upload an image. So go to insert. If you have any image that you would like to include, so I'm going to include my logo. So that is what I'm going to do. So we have come to the end of the video already. So please, if it makes sense to you, if it's meaningful to you, please subscribe to this channel and watch out for as many videos that we are going to be posting. We post 3 to 4 times in a week. You can just watch out for it and see. Thank you very much for riding with me in this wonderful journey. My name remains Peter Analytics. So that is why I'm putting this for you to see the name Peter Analytics. Once again, it's a pleasure. Thank you for riding with me. Thank you for learning. As many that find this video interesting, as many that find this video useful, please, I want you to subscribe and I want you to comment and I also want you to share. Thank you very much. See you once again. Bye.